how to handle some of the top sales objections during COVID-19. In this video, I discuss 5 objections.
What do we do if basically all our clients have stopped buying from us during this COVID-19 period? What can we do?
With COVID-19, people are not that they've stopped buying. What they've done is they've changed their focus to focus on something out there, which is COVID-19. Now, as a coach, consultant, expert, our role is to bring the prospect back to focus from whatever they're focusing back to their problem. See, their problem hasn't gone. They still have the problem. They still need you. It's just that they don't realize that their problem is a bigger problem. So how do you handle this? Is you show them that if they don't do something now, it's going to be worse off for them. So how do we handle this? This is exactly how we do. For example, there's a situation that let's say someone wants a job, okay? Someone's going to find a job when this whole COVID virus is finished. What do you tell them? Okay, Mr. Prospect or Mrs. Prospect, let's say this whole situation is over now. What is going to separate you from the others? Everybody's going to run for a job, right? What's going to separate you from the others? They're going to make them think, oh, they're the same with everyone, right? That's what you need to make them realize. Number 2 is get them to think that if they use the time now, they can learn a new skill. For example, you can ask them this. Okay, Mr. Prospect, Mrs. Prospect, before COVID, everybody is so busy with their world, right? Today, you're at home. You have all the time you want. Would you like to take this opportunity to learn and upgrade your skill and be ahead of everyone? Or would you like to, when the COVID is finished, be the same like everyone? What would you like to choose? Boom. You make them think now that they need to change. And when they realize they need to change, you have them listening to you. And then you can do your whole spiel on how you actually close them further. All right?
It's an objection, and that is she's often told that she's too expensive. She's a coach, a relationship architect. What do you have to say to that objection?
Price objection. A price objection is actually a value objection. It means the prospect hasn't seen the value in what you're offering. And by value, I mean the results you're giving them. So let's assume in this case, you have a coaching program, which is your relationship architect. Let's say it's 5K. I'm just making a number up, okay? 5K is a good number. Now, how do you handle this? You say, excuse me, Mrs. Prospect, I'm just curious. Is it a question about price or is it a question about value? Boom. You bring them to think about price versus value. And let's say it's a question of price. You dig deeper. You say, okay, your relationship, what is the value you would put on your relationship? Oh, it's priceless. That's what they're going to say, right? You need a value from them. So let's just say, they keep saying it's priceless. Oh, let's assume you're saying priceless. It's $1 million, right? Or 200K or 500K. Once you get that answer, you say this. All right. So just to be clear, or make me understand, you're saying that your relationship is not worth investing 5K to save your relationship, which is worth $1 million. Is that what you mean? Boom. Now you actually really show them that 5K is really cheap and it's affordable and it's not expensive anymore. There's a lot more techniques, but this one is very, very effective. Okay? Price versus value.
What's the best way for us to speak to completely cold contacts, meaning people or businesses that we have no relationship with? What are your thoughts?
Here's the best way. The word cold prospects or cold calling, I would encourage you, take it away from your dictionary. You see, when you cold call someone, there's a feeling of it feels like you're interrupting them. No one likes that. So I would encourage you, use the phrase first contact call. Now see, when you say first contact call, what happens? There's going to be a second, there's going to be a third. It just makes your mind ready that this is going to be a long-term relationship. And that's the first step, right? Is when you say first contact call, you're putting your mind that this is a prospect I want to make a relationship with, right? Build that relationship. So what happens is when you want to build a relationship with someone, what automatically happens is You start researching about that person. You start to get to know that person better. Just the manner of how you approach becomes a lot more softer and approachable. And these are the subtleties that allow a person to open up and want to talk to you. And when they start talking to you, the relationship gets built. And that's when you form that connection with someone you've actually never met, like a prospect or a business contact that you want to try to reach, or a gatekeeper that you've never met before. Okay?
Sukhdev, normally people we want to speak to are guarded by gatekeepers. How do we get past them?
With gatekeepers, the point is don't go past gatekeepers. They're there for a reason, so build a relationship with them, because their role is to actually filter out the people who waste time for their bosses. So the best way for you to do is build a relationship with them, get to know them, on a personal level, research about them, what they like, what they don't like, build relationship. Once you start connecting with them, they become your best ally. And imagine if their bosses get the recommendation personally from them, you stand out apart from everyone. So with gatekeepers, spend time, build relationship with them. And generally in a B2B scenario, it'll take you up to like 5 to 6 follow-ups typically to actually really get through the gatekeeper. Even if they want to come face to face, have a chat, coffee, it takes a bit of time. So stick in there, build relationship with them, be nice to them, because there's so many people approaching them. Some of them are rude to them. You stand out, build a connection with them, be nice to them, get them to be your biggest ally, and you will actually really reach the decision maker faster than anybody else.
The objection that she sometimes gets, which is that there is no more budget left, or they've already allocated their budget, even though she feels she's presented the value of her service.
Budgets, no budgets left. Again, this is not the real objection. There's an objection below this. Now, how do you handle this? Before that, let me share with you what you'll hear typically, right? I'm not interested. It's not in our priorities. No budget. I need to talk to the board members or whoever. What this actually means is the person who's actually having a conversation with you, they do not see the value. I know you've probably shown them the value, but they do not see the value, what it means for them. So here's how you handle this, right? If they say no budget left, you go like this. All right, thank you so much for being upfront. May I understand what needs to happen so you can deliver your results in the limited budget that you have? Boom. What you've now done is you've converted the situation. Instead of focusing on you, on your product, on your budget, you are now focusing on them. Make it about their results, because see, the prospect cares about their result. And they will come up with a solution and say, okay, maybe we can try this, maybe we can try that. That's one way. The second one is, maybe they really don't have a budget or they don't have the decision making. You ask them, okay, what can we do in this situation so you can achieve your results? That's the way. Again, you make it about them. Okay?
3 questions for you. So the first objection she comes up against is that the decision maker hasn't made a decision yet, and she isn't told who the decision maker is. The second question that she has is that she's often told that the proposal was sent to the wrong department, but she's never told what the correct department is. And the third objection that she comes up against is that it's not relevant right now.
These 3 objections, they're not the real objection. There's something below this. Okay, so for the first one, decision maker hasn't made a decision. What's the gatekeeper objection? How to handle gatekeepers? I've answered that. Build the connection with the gatekeeper. Use them as your best ally. Ask them to find out what's going on. You see, that way you'll actually get the inside story. So that's number 1. Number 2, proposal sent to the wrong department. Again, these are just excuses. If it was really important and they saw the value, this would not occur. So ask the question back to the person you're sending it to is how urgent it is that you can deliver to their results. Make it about them. Okay, and the third one is you said it's not relevant at this stage. Maybe it's not relevant. If it's not relevant, don't worry about it, but ask them what is the time frame they're looking at to make this happen for them, and how can you make sure they get their results in that time frame, so you actually again make it about them. Okay, and also watch the objection handling about no budget left, because these two objections where it's saying sent to the wrong department and not relevant right now, it's the same type of objection. That's the deeper value question that's being questioned here. So watch those videos. Hope this helped. Let me know how it goes, and till then, see you later. Bye. And comment below if you need me to help you with your objections.